Hey everybody, another episode today of Pacific Coast Broadband Connect. With me, it's a real pleasure to have Tim Williams. And we were just talking about the fact that it's been since the beginning of the consortium, Tim, that you've been part of our group, and we're thankful that you're here. I want to talk to you about a couple of things, though. We just had a couple of big weeks up in the San Luis Obispo County area. You were a co-chair on a planning committee for this event that we've been talking about. How did that work out? How do you feel about the last couple of weeks and what all's happening in San Luis Obispo County?
Yeah. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I think it went well. We did have a broadband summit, and we brought a group of individuals together from all parts of the San Luis Obispo County technology, particularly broadband fields, and educators and people involved in broadband in different ways. For the specific and sole purpose of creating this summit. So we were going to put a summit together to bring awareness to our community. And we wanted to be able to really target in on who we felt those people were that really needed to know this and understand that there is a need. And so our committee met for probably 4 or 5 months putting this together, led by the EVC in San Luis Obispo. And it was great. I co-chaired with Guy Savage, who's the assistant CAO at the county of San Luis Obispo, who I've known for years too. We've been working together because he originally came from the IT side of the county.
You guys are a
Um,
great team.
yeah, no, I love Guy. He's great. He gets it. You know, he's also private sector and public sector, so he's got those dual roles and understanding. But it was good to have everybody together. I think we had great speakers, which
Yeah, we did.
that was based on a lot of help. I know you were part of that, helping get great speakers for the event. It was 2 days, and with that, we were able to, I think, create a better understanding of what is the situation that we're in. And the secondary goal that we did have out of that, though, was to create at least the desire for people that wanted to join in a steering committee or a next steps committee, so a group that wants to get together, kind of a task force to see what can be done next. And so from the summit, we've got great questions, really good interest, and we did get a list of people that were interested in moving forward and seeing what we can do to make a difference in San Luis County with respect to broadband.
Well, and I do get a sense that we're at a tipping point, that there was some momentum coming out of this event, and it's going to move forward, and I'll be looking forward to that. Hey, Tim, you're also CEO of Digital West. Why don't you just kind of give a quick story of how far you've come and tell us about your company, and we'll get into
Sure.
where it's going, but give us the history.
Sure. Yeah. So Digital West, I started Digital West I started kind of moving with it 1998. 1999, we started selling services. And our whole focus then was to be a commercial seller, a commercial provider of internet connectivity, hosting, and eventually like co-location. So really, what does all that business need? And I came from an ISP that was a dial-up ISP that was, mostly residential, right? That was people just trying to get into the internet. And so I said, I see a real good need to focus on the commercial side of this. And so over the last 22 years, the company has grown. And about 2009, I had an opportunity to get involved with some fiber building and see, this is a direction we could go. We did some internet at the beginning, did ISDN lines and frame relays, some of the digital technology they had at the time. And then the telephone companies and cable companies started to step up and provide some residential and business services, but then it kind of plateaued and they weren't really investing in the network. And so we realized fiber is the fastest thing that there is. It continues to go faster and faster when you upgrade the electronics on the end. So it's kind of a timeless technology that keeps beating out any other speed of anything. And so we had an opportunity in 2009 to jump in on that. And from there, we just continued to grow and built fiber optics throughout San Luis Obispo City. We worked with a good partnership with the city. They kind of would work together to help each other to save money and increase the availability of speed. And so we did that. And have just continued to grow that part of it. That part of our business has been the biggest growth. And so now we're in Paso Robles, Morro Bay, Grover Beach, Pismo Beach, throughout the Central Coast. And then we bought a phone company in 2016 called Norcast,
Hmm.
which really expanded not only our service offering to bring business telephone in there, but also have more customers. So we're now in Lompoc and Santa Maria and other parts of kind of a vaster part of the SLO County and Santa Barbara County networks.
So you made the news a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I was surprised. We talk often, but I mean, it was a well-kept secret. I have to admit that you and Wave have Wave Broadband, and you've got a deal going, in terms of a merger. Or what's that all about?
Sure. Well, again, back to where we were expanding and expanding, but we were doing it all with our own money. We were doing it by just self-funding it. Banks were helpful, but it's a small company growing and trying to continue to serve the companies that really been asking for us to serve them, and the communities that have been coming to us say, when are you coming to our area? We want your broadband here. And we just couldn't self-fund it anymore. It wasn't going to work that way. It was too slow. I mean, we wanted to go faster. We had more opportunities. And so we realized we needed to find some kind of a recapitalization, method. And so we sought out for investment. And when we did that, it was right at the beginning of COVID. So it was kind of we went out to market, and then a month later, boom, it's the middle of March in 2020. But it ended up, we did still receive some interest from a few companies that they knew what we did. They were definitely involved in focusing on infrastructure, and they see a great need, which we've all seen in 2020, that there's no kidding around. Broadband is critical to what we do.
Right.
And so Wave, we were working with Wave, and we knew Wave for a couple of years. We'd actually been meeting with them for a little while, and they came in and we started working together, and we realized what a great company they were. And
Yeah.
we did background checks. We checked with companies they'd purchased in the past, and what we kept hearing was they always do what they say they're going to do. And that was really, really important to us. So we had some commitments. We had some communities we were ready to build into. And so they came in and said, all right, what are we committed to doing? Let's go do it. And so it's been great. It's kind of like having a big brother or a rich uncle or something like that that's really supportive with a lot of infrastructure behind us, and they're absolutely supportive of us expanding throughout the region we're in, the Tri-County region especially. We're in Santa Paula now, and working on more of the projects down in Ventura County, which is where I grew up, and I live in Santa Barbara County, and I actually, our office is San Luis County. So for the broadband consortium, I've kind of touched all those counties that we're in.
Yeah. Well, it was a great deal, because I've been watching Wave work their way down the coast, and they were able to get some business, but they didn't have an organization to speak of, and now voila! I mean, you've really filled in a hole that was there for that organization with your organization.
Which is a great way to put it. We literally filled in an area. They had kind of a disparate piece of their network, which was down in Santa Maria, and there was a piece in Solvang and Lompoc. They were for a specific need. They were supporting some schools and things like that, but they weren't interconnected with everything else in California. So you add that, when you just place the Digital West fiber network right on that map, it's really a great fit. And so now part of my job as part of our expansion team is filling in all those gaps along the route, and continuing down south and even up north to reach our Bay Area network that's there.
So this isn't like you're retiring or anything. I mean, my big concern was, Tim, you've been a great champion, a great civic leader. You've helped us in the consortia. When I heard about this, where's Tim going to go? It sounds like you're going to be as passionate as ever, in this new capacity.
I literally, so going through a transaction and a transition like that is a lot of work and a lot of sleepless nights. I am busier now, Bill, than I have been ever. And I've been doing this for 22 years. And it's really cool because I get to focus on the stuff that I like the best, which is working with communities, getting out there and saying, how do we put a public-private partnership together that lets us build a competitive network so we can add a competitor, add choice to a community, and do so in the most efficient way, the lowest cost way, the least impact from like a construction process. And that's really what my job is now entirely. And I just love that. So, so it's really fun.
Well, we certainly appreciate your support of the consortia over the last number of years, and we look forward to continuing that relationship. And we just thank you for, being with us today, and thank you for this time.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate working with you all these years. It's been great. We'll continue doing it.
Yeah, we will. Well, that's it for now, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll look forward to talking next time.